What's up, everybody? It's your boy B. Scott with the Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star rating. Fly, Eagles, fly.
All right, thanks for tuning in to the Eagles Brawl of the Brawl Network. However you're listening, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcast, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm your co-host, Connor Miles. With me joining the show right now is Eagles new safety, Will Parks. Will, thanks for coming on the show, my man.
Man, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you for having me, man. What's going on?
Hey, I appreciate you jumping on, especially during this crazy offseason. That's what I want to get into with you right away. I can only imagine what it was like to be a free agent during this time with coronavirus going on. That must have been insane, man. All these teams interested in you, and you can't even have the proper visits to sign with them, or how it normally goes in every offseason. But there was rumors of the Lions. There was rumors of other teams that were interested in you. I know the rumor out there is that you chose the Eagles and gave them like a hometown discount. But how was the process for you, and what really made you choose the Eagles in the end out of all the other offers you had out there?
It was good, man. All the offers, not taking anything from all the other teams, but nothing was really, as far as the process and contract negotiations, man. Nothing was too far away from where everybody was at, so that's the good thing about that part. But the thing that drew me here, man, was obviously the opportunity, man. Everybody can talk about, me coming back to the city, coming back to my hometown, and all this is pretty fun and it's fruitful, obviously, and it's definitely something that a kid dreams about, obviously, a kid like me coming here, but I'm ultimately here to win football games, you know what I mean? I'm still young in my career. I'm in my fifth year, but I'm also looking forward to building a legacy, man, and why not trying to build that and start somewhere here new and fresh and kind of and start like that, man. So I'm definitely excited for the opportunity that's been presented to me. But at the same time, I still got to go out there and prove myself, and prove that I belong here in the league each and every year. So as long as I have a job, at the same time, as long as I'm able to be somewhere where I'm wanted at the same time, I wanted to exceed expectations in the organization here and the fan base here. Obviously, the winning tradition that's important from here within the last a couple of years, the last decade, you know what I mean? I'm excited to be a part of that tradition.
We're happy to have you in Philly back here at home as well. So you've been actually training with Malcolm Jenkins recently, and that's insane to me, and I'm sure it's insane to our viewers too, because, you're really getting taught a new defense by its former starter at the spot that you're trying to win in competition. What is that like, been training with him? Because, during the time that Malcolm Jenkins was initially brought into Philadelphia, he was a cast-off in New Orleans, and nobody really knew what he was going to bring to Philadelphia, and then he just came out of nowhere, shot out of a cannon. Is that how you feel that you could do the same thing as well and follow in his path?
For sure, man. For a lot of people who haven't seen me play football, man, I feel like I've made a lot of plays in my career, man. A lot of plays that will definitely separate me from a lot of people. You know what I mean? And I'm the best in the world, so until that mentality goes away from me, and it's not just a mentality. I truly believe that I work harder than anybody else spoke to, and stuff like that. So, I think, and I've been training with Malcolm, not even before this, before our last session, man. I've been with Malcolm every time in Philadelphia, training all season from 2018 and on. So, I've definitely been getting more than just that one day with him. We actually were supposed to work out the day, but the weather had other plans and stuff like that as far as what we really wanted to do. But it's definitely a great sign. When you got a guy who still wants to teach young guys like myself, and obviously coming from this defense, fresh out of this defense, I'm able to pick a few pointers from his brain and obviously still go over the same playbook because he's still fresh in his brain and he's been in the system for 4 years. So it's all advantages that I'm taking advantage of. So I'm excited for the opportunity that's on the way.
Yeah, you're versatile just like him. He plays dime linebacker. He's played center field safety. Yeah, he's played corner. Yeah, you've done all that. So to learn basically from him to replace him You can't really start out a career in a new spot better than that.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm looking to go anywhere, Schwartz, all those guys are going to play at, man. But, having that versatility aspect and part of your game, man, that's what the league, I feel like that's what the NFL is starting to turn into.
Mm-hmm.
With Tyrann Mathieu being one of the first guys, before I got here, and obviously there's a couple other guys that can do that, but to do it at an elite level, that's pretty different. That's what I look forward to. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm excited about, man. To go out there and get better, and to go out there and help my team win games, man. That's all I preach about.
Right. Especially the Eagles defense too. You see a bunch of the defenses having 3 safeties out on the field and lining up in the box, single high, corner, even slot a couple times. Now you have the Eagles who have, yourself included, they brought in Kayvon Wallace in the draft, and they also have Jalen Mills they brought back, and it seems now that they're going to be moving him to safety as well. There's a lot of competition there, but a lot of talent and versatility. Where do you see yourself carving out a role in this defense? If it's Will Park's world, I know you're going to do anything Jim Schwartz asks you, but if it's Will Park's world, where do you see your role being on this defense?
Just like we talked about everywhere, if that matchup lies outside, if it lies inside, if it lies high, if it lies in the trenches and the ABC depths. I've played everywhere throughout my whole football career, not just in Denver. When I was in Arizona, I was playing everywhere too. So, and like I said, man, I can play everywhere at elite level. I feel like I got the specific set of skill set, that is not just going to give me vibes, but to help my team win. And when you got a skill set like that, man, it just speaks dividends to the hard work and to the determination that you put into yourself. But at the end of the day, you ultimately want to do that to help the team go, and that's to win the Super Bowl. So that's the Will Parks rule. I'm looking forward to play anywhere and at any given time, in order for us to win those games. And them fourth quarter, them hard drives where, I got to guard somebody, if somebody has another matchup and I got the other matchup, and, I know the ball might be coming to me, that's the kind of down I want. I want the hard down. I'm a challenging guy. I love challenges. I don't back down for nobody. I don't care what anyone say about me. Like I said, that's my attitude for my team. I'm here for my team, and that's it.
That's the Philadelphia mentality that we need in our defense. That's exactly what the Eagles fans are going to love to hear from you. Now, with all these virtual camps going on, we have no idea about those. Nobody in the media, nobody in the outside knows anything about how these virtual camps are coming along and how those work, especially for a new player coming in. And the Eagles also have a new DB coach, Mark Emanuel, and they still have Jim Schwartz running the show. How do you adjust with these virtual meetings, and how do you build chemistry along the defense and really get coached up by the coaching staff virtually?
Man, I think, bro, like it's like the coaches have made like our job so much easier. Even not just the coaches, man, the digital media team here for Philadelphia has made this process so much more easier, so much more better than we would have ever thought. Those guys did a tremendous job as far as keeping us up to date on the Zoom and knowing where to go and click on and stuff like that. For some of the guys who really only use the iPad but get the film, they were able to do much more with it. So, just the whole acclimation period for us has been pretty unique, man. Just to see so many guys still in tune and still happy to talk to each other, even though we aren't close to each other as we would like to be. I think that we're even more closer because Coach Peterson sent those down there stronger together. So that's been our motto. That's all we've been doing. We've been 5 weeks now, going on 6. Our guys are putting in work. We can see each other working out all day long, and it's pretty awesome, man. And you can tell you got an organization that cares about their players, man. They gave us money to buy equipment if you didn't have it in your house. Who does that? The Eagles do. So it's unique.
That's a great story. I like hearing that. They just want their players to succeed, and you could tell it as soon as you got in the organization. I'm sure you feel you're in a situation where this team's going to put you in the best position to succeed overall. And
exactly.
The thing that I really like, and you're the one who's really been pointing it out to us, is that they're bringing in all these great speakers to have, like Steve Kerr, Phil Jackson, all these guys coming in and giving you guys speeches. Does that just hype you up?
We talked to CC Sabathia today.
Oh, great Yankees pitcher.
Bro, like, are you kidding me? Like, CC Sabathia, are you kidding me? Like,
right. So what is
going on, man? This is what I think. You know what I mean? So it's an awesome time period. You know what I mean? Like, who Like those guys probably wouldn't be able to come into a team meeting and speak to us the way they do on these Zoom meetings. So, I mean, you definitely have to take a lot of good out of what's going on right now. Obviously, it's terrible. You know, you got people dying. Anytime you got people dying, that's the utmost craziest thing in the world. But at the same time, you know, for the people who still are healthy and able to help other people, for guys like that to come in and talk to us and spread light on us, because we need light too as professional athletes. Everybody thinks that, we're just happy all the time, and I am, but for some people, man, everything that glitter and gold. So to have those guys come in and speak to us with so much dignity and that caliber, that championship swagger, that mentality, everybody that he brought in has won a championship. Do you get that point? That's what it's about. This is trying to win chips. I need a chip. I never had one. I never been to the Super Bowl. I never even been to the playoffs. I'm trying to get there. I'm not trying to just get there. I'm trying to win it. So I'm excited, bro.
Right, so that's just to wrap this up and ask you as the last question. You come from Denver. I'm not asking you to throw anybody on their bus under there, but you go for Denver and you haven't experienced the playoffs or winning much since your career started there. And then you come into this organization and they offer you stuff like that right off the bat. And you're training with your former starting safety. You're acclimating with your teammates well. You have all these speeches coming in to get you hyped and ready for the season, make sure that you're okay. How does that feel? That must feel so great as a player coming into an organization.
Yeah, bro. That's one of the best questions I've received this offseason, bro. That feels so good, bro. But it also makes you so much more hungry, if you know what I mean. Because, like you said, man, there's just so much things that's going on right now that's good. You know what I mean? It's good for my personal being as well as a team, man. Because if my personal being good is good, then that means, my morale for the team is going to be even much better, you know what I mean? So just to have the opportunity to be around Malcolm and to speak to guys like yourself and kind of get a niche for what the city wants, get a niche for what the team wants, I meet so many different people that have so much fire for this organization. The training I've been doing, I've been training since I was 16 years old. Nobody has ever had to tell me to do anything. But the training that I've been doing now, along with the team training and the swim staff that we have over there, is such a great group of guys. And it's just so many different things, man. Like you said, man, it feels freaking awesome, bro. Like, I just wish this thing can blow over and we can get back to our normal lives. But until then, I got to continue to just soak everything that's going on up and use it to my advantage when it comes time to play, man. Hopefully this all works out for the best, not for the good, for the best.
You got me ready to run through a wall already now. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to have Will Parks a part of the Eagles defense. But, Will, just to wrap it up.
I promise you.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I promise you I'm excited. But just to wrap it up, we haven't gotten a chance to really get a feel for Marquis Manuel. He's replacing Corey Underland for us now as DB coach. And what are your thoughts on him? And then what was your initial reaction to Doug Peterson and Jim Short so far?
Man, Marquand, man, as soon as me and Marquand got on the phone, man, he told me and Marquand, me and Coach M, I keep saying Marquand. Man, as soon as me and Coach M got on the phone, man, it was like, yo, you've been coached by a lot of my mentors / brothers. We're gonna click. Cool. All right, that's it. Godly man, faith before football, family, football. That's it, the 3 F's. That guy lives by it. I haven't seen him face to face, but we've talked on the phone for about an hour, 2 times, and obviously with the 5 weeks that we've had together, we've definitely developed a relationship. Man, I'm excited to play for that guy. You can tell that guy wants to coach it. He has so much experience coaching, playing, and things of that sort, being a BC part of Northern. So it's just, and he played the game. You know what I mean? So that's so much more vital to a player when you get coached by a person who actually played the game. So, and I'm fortunate enough to have all my coaches that far in my career, play the game, man. So I'm just excited to start this new chapter with Coach M and obviously, man, with the whole organization, man, even Schwartz and even with Tim Hawk, man, and Dino, got to show love to Dino, man. All those guys are a part of the group, man, and you can tell that, they're here for the long haul, man. That's all the win of the Super Bowl. Obviously, we know it's a business and things of that sort, but I truly believe these guys care about us as a unit, especially in the DB room, us as a unit, and then everything else is like secondary. So, man, when you got a group like that, I think the sky's the limit.
And you've been through a couple of head coaches now, so what is your thoughts on Doug Peterson as a head coach, your initial reaction to him so far?
Man, dude, I've seen Steve Kerr, Phil Jackson, and CeCe Sabathia today, along with his energy and every other team. Hey, Will, how you doing, man? What you doing? You over there running? What you better go run? You got a guy who wants to serve to be better, but he cares about his players, just as much as his job. So, That's my initial reaction, man.
Awesome. Will Parks joined the Eagles Brawl. Great having you on, my man. Good luck this season to you, and stay healthy, and especially during these times, too. All right, joining the Eagles Brawl right now is my good friend, Giovanni, Team Giovanni on Twitter. You guys all know him. Very excited to have him on and talk some football with us, Eagles football. Giovanni, it's been a very, very hectic offseason. I know that you're excited for the season to start. We just need football back.
Yes. This whole virus going around, it's scary because we don't really know if football's coming or not.
I know, and we need to get a training camp. We need to sit there and watch the guys practice. So, last training camp, you had one of the best experiences I've ever seen. This is where we all first started to get to know your whole story and everything, because you met Carson Wentz and you were just overcome with emotion. Take us what it felt like. Take us through your eyes, how that whole transpired when Carson Wentz walks up to you on the football field.
I was on cloud nine that whole day. It was so exciting because I was like, wow, today might be the day I might meet Carson Wentz. And then I just saw him coming down the line of players and I was like, oh my gosh. And then he finally got to me and then the waterworks started.
I don't blame you. When I met him, my heart was pounding out of my chest. I could only imagine how you felt. And he really, really took a liking to you. And I mean, you were such a strong kid. For me as an Eagles fan, the reason why I love talking to you and always having conversations with you is because you always remind me what's important in life, especially with all the stuff you go through. I mean, not everybody that's going to listen to the show knows everything you go through. But through all the surgeries, through all the sicknesses, illness you feel, you put it all aside. You never talk about it on Twitter, all the suffering you go through. You always talk about the Eagles, and you focus on what you love. And you remind all of us, like somebody like me, because you know my situation, my father passing away. You taught somebody like me, and I'm in my mid-20s, to focus on what you love and hold on to what you love, and it will get you through life. And your perseverance is amazing. I love it, and that's why I had to have you on and talk on the podcast, because you're a hero, man. You are a hero. And at such a young age, you're such an inspiration to all of us, and I love you for it. I love your energetic. The videos you put on Twitter always brighten my day. Like, you are very needed in this Eagles fan base, my man. So that's why I had to have you on and talk about some of your feelings with that. But is it going to be a big year for Carson Wentz, you think? He gets all the speed now?
Yeah, I hope it's going to be a big year, I hope he doesn't let the haters get to him. I believe in him. I think he can do good things, especially with Deshaun Jackson. Last year, before the season ended, we saw him connect with Miles Sanders. I'm excited to see that. There's a lot of good things coming.
Yeah, the offense looks really scary and a lot of potential. And I know that off the air we talked about it real quick, and you were surprised, just like I was, that the Eagles went ahead and drafted Jalen Hurts where they did in the second round. But you said something really good that I liked, that a lot of people are lacking in this type of analyst. And so let's just go back to that. What were you thinking when they drafted Jalen Hurts?
I at first I was like, whoa, what are you doing? And then I thought about it, and it was like, okay, I think we do need some quarterbacks behind Carson, just in case he goes out. I think that it's good to have them there, but other than that, I think Carson can do it.
Yeah, Carson's the quarterback. You know it, I know it, the Eagles know it. But I think that is a good, reasonable take to have, to add such logic to the situation that you did, because it is important to have a backup quarterback, and we know in Philadelphia how important the backup quarterback position is when we saw what Nick Foles did. So I agree with you completely. But one of your favorite players on the team, the Eagles brought back, and they're changing his position completely. So I wanted to get your thoughts on what do you think about Green Goblin playing safety, and what do you think about the Eagles bringing him back? And some people don't really like him on Twitter, as I'm sure you probably noticed, but you're a big fan, and what do you think his impact is for this team?
Oh, my man Jalen. Oh, he's going to do some good things. He brings that swag to the defense. He can be a leader just like Malcolm can. I think he's just going to pick it up and go with it.
I agree with you. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So you think he can be the leader that Malcolm was on this defense?
Yes, I believe in him 100%.
I don't blame you, my man. I mean, you see in those hype videos when the guys are coming out of the locker room and hitting the football field, he's really breaking down the defensive back huddle and getting those guys hyped up. He did show leadership traits during his time with the Eagles, and I mean, he's playing safety now. Maybe some corners here and then, but he's really going to be predominantly safety from every for all looks from it. So, but I mean, you do have his jersey now. He switched to number 21. Do we got to get you a number 21 Mills jersey?
It's good to have both. You got the OG and you got the new.
Oh, I like it. Yes, that's how I am too. Yes, I like that because me, I'm a big jersey collector myself.
Yeah.
But so Miles Sanders, I remember you telling me he was one of your favorite players when we would talk. That's the reason why I had to get you that signed jersey, which I hope you still love that, by the way.
Yeah, I do.
So I had to get you that because you're such a huge fan of his, and I know he even I think it was on Instagram that he commented on one of your pictures that you put up of him.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Miles Sanders going into this year? Because he said he was preparing for an MVP caliber season. What do you think?
I really do think that Miles Sanders can be one of those bigger running backs, like the more talked about running backs. I think he will be like that. And I do think he can be the best running back in the league.
Ooh, bold, but I mean, he's special. He's special. He's very talented.
The way he showed off at the end of the last season, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the season.
He gives you the Shady McCoy type vibes as a star. I think he could be the next Shady McCoy for the Eagles. So we got a whole draft already over with. The Eagles added Jalen Reagor, who I love. I don't know about you. I love him. He's a very good wide receiver. We already talked about Hurts. They got a linebacker in Davion Taylor. But then they got some speed at wide receiver. They added Marquise Goodwin, John Hightower, Quez Watkins. They got some speed at wide receiver now with Deshaun added there, who's coming back from injury. Alshon looks like he might be here this year. What do you think about the wide receiver position so far? Do you think J.J. Whiteside turns it around, or give me your thoughts?
I'm really glad that we got so many wide receivers now because just looking back at last season, it was a struggle, but now we got all those wide receivers, and it's making me feel better about this season. I think it's going to be a really good season.
I know, and then it opens up for things for like Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. I know you're big fans of them as well, so you would have to think they're going to have at least Zach Ertz has a Pro Bowl caliber season.
Yeah. I think Zach Ertz, he can catch the ball. He will protect the ball at all costs. So, we got a lot of good receivers. So,
do you like them getting Darius Slay to play corner?
Yes. It was Slay Day.
Yes. So, as a fan, you haven't really probably seen the Eagles have a legitimate cornerback in your life almost. So now that they finally do, how excited are you?
I am super excited that they finally got one.
Oh, I am too. It's so awesome.
It is. It really is.
Finally to have a corner that could take the number one wide receiver out of the game and not gash you wide open. But do you still have faith in who are the other guys? Like, do you still have faith in Vontae Maddox and Sidney Jones and all those other guys?
I think they can do it. I think Jalen Mills will be a good leader for them, and also Slay. Him and Jalen will be the leaders of the defense, and I think that they will kind of like make them better at their position.
I agree with you. I think that's a very good take on that. I agree with that as well. And then Rodney McLeod's back as well. I think that was a big key guy to bring back in the secondary. I think Rodney McLeod is an underrated starter on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at the D-line. Our guys Brandon Graham's there. They got Javon Hargrave this offseason, the big defensive tackle to put next to Cox. We all know how good Fletcher Cox is. I know he's one of your favorite players as well.
Yeah.
Derek Barnett's there. Are you excited for the defense?
Yeah. Defensive line this year is stacked. We got Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. Like our defensive line is just gonna slay, and I hope that they absolutely slay the Dallas offense.
Yeah, I like it. I hope we need to brand that. I hope they slay the Dallas offense. Yes. I like it. That's a good one. That was a really good. We need to make a T-shirt of that. So I've been talking to the guys and everybody at Eagles Brawl. We want to get you a jersey. I was thinking Jalen Reagor might be the guy that we should get, but is there anyone that you're like, this is the next jersey I have to have of the Eagles players that we're missing?
Let me think.
Take your time, because we all decide we're going to get you an Eagles jersey, so and then we'll get you some Eagles Brawl gear so you can wear as well since you're on this podcast.
Yeah.
But which player that, because now you got a couple. I know you got a good. You're racking up your jersey closet. It's getting a little full. I know.
Yeah.
Jalen Reagor, Darius Slay.
Yeah, Slay.
Darius Slay is the next one you need to get.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get you a Darius Slay jersey, buddy. That's the one we'll get you for. I'll send it to you right away. I'll let you know about it. But
thank you so much.
No problem, Giovanni. And you already know that when they have their home opener, we're in there.
Yeah.
We're in there. We're going to the home opener together. So now we officially announced it on air, so everybody knows. You will see us at the Eagles home opener together, watching our birds. Giovanni, I'm so happy to have you on the show. Anything else you need to add? All right, so now we need to talk about probably two more things before we go.
All
right. What do you think happens next season? Like, how many wins do you see? Because you've seen the schedule now. You predicted it in your head. Let everybody know now. So if we go back and they do win this amount of games, I can tell everybody, hey, Giovanni said it first, so and it's on air.
All right, here it is. Here's my prediction for the season. 13-3.
13-3.
Yes.
See, here's why I'm going to tell you why it's not that wild. What did they do? Wait, they finished 13-3 in 2017, correct? When they won the Super Bowl. What was the one thing you probably would think was different from that offense that we haven't had since then? It's probably the consistent speed, correct?
Yeah.
Now they have that, right? And they have multiple guys like that. So now the offense opens up even more. You have Miles Sanders, who I would say was better than LeGarrette Blount and Jay Ajayi for the Eagles. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think he proved his point. So I think he can be better than them.
I think Dallas Goedert is better than Trey Burton.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So I said 10 to 11 wins with this schedule. So if they finish 13-3, I think we're going to have to credit you because I think you said it before anybody else. But what's stopping this team? They have the number one quarter now. I think it's going to be tough replacing Malcolm Jenkins, though. I do think it's going to be as easy. I know Malcolm's one of your favorite players, too.
Yeah.
Were you sad when you heard that?
Yeah, I was pretty sad when I got the news that he was gone, and then but once I heard Jalen was taking over his spot, I kind of that it gave me hope again because I know Jalen can do it.
Did Jalen Mills ever give you an autograph?
I think so, yeah.
Good, because you're his biggest fan for sure. You need everything. You literally are, and you claimed it yourself. You branded it. You are Mini Mills.
I am the Mini Mills.
All right, Giovanni. So we'll get you a Darius Slay jersey. We'll be together for the home opener. I'm glad to have you on the Eagles Brawl podcast. We're gonna get you some shirts from the show so you can represent that team. We're gonna have to have you on a couple times to give your analysts on the team because those Twitter videos, we love them. Eagles Twitter loves them. But like I said, you're very, very strong individual. I can't believe it. It blows me away to see how – because your mom talks about it on her Twitter, but you never say anything on yours about what you go through. You just talk about the Eagles. So that's very admirable. I think that's why so much would you say Eagles Twitter is probably the best Twitter?
Yes. Eagles Twitter is the best.
You get a lot of love on there.
Yeah.
So you really do brighten all of us, and that's why I had to have you on and talk Eagles because, look, you had me smiling the whole entire time. I'm excited now. I'm like, come on, football, let's go.
Yeah.
It was great having you on. We're going to get you the Darius Slay jersey and send that to you immediately. Go Birds, my man.
Go Birds.